There's peace in there. There's a peace that comes to you when you realize how simple things are and how beautiful things really are. There's no religion. Get rid of the religion. All the dogma and everything is gone. There's a lot of peace and understanding of the beauty that is in life that's part of our inheritance. The book explains in ontology the reason why we're here, the questions of what's our job here, what's our duty here, why did we come to earth, where will we go after this? Very simple, humble, and compassionate. It's good for the soul to know that. There's a lot of people searching. There's so many people out there that wants to know. I work as a spiritual counselor. I meet people every week that come in from a Christian background, from a Buddhist background, and from Islam. People that say there must be something else. It cannot be that the way it is at the moment. I need something more. They go out and they search all over, and you know what people do with beautiful things. They take a simple, beautiful thing like Tantra. They make it into, in the West, they make it into something stupid. They take something amazing, like yoga philosophy. The yogi philosophy is multifaceted. It's so beautiful. There's so many things to it. One very, very tiny aspect of it are some exercises, stretching exercises that you do. What do we do in the West? We make it, that's the religion. $300 yoga pants, that's all what it's about now. In the West, we can really, really screw things up. So it's very difficult for people to find the truth. The book makes it very simple. This book just cuts through it, makes it very simple and beautiful. People come to me that have proofread the book, and they come and they say, there's so much peace in it, there's such a weight off my shoulders. Now that I understand, suddenly they can make peace with Jesus. They can actually use the word Jesus. I prefer the word Jesus because that's the actual word. Jesus is a late pronunciation. Did you know that? Jesus spoke Greek, read in Greek. He had a Greek name, Jesus. It was only many years later that he was Romanized and called Jesus. No, Jesus was not Mexican. It was just this Roman word of saying it. He was called Yesu most places in the Mideast and even in India, Osho in Tibetan areas, Nepal. Why did I start the story in heaven? Well, that's where the story starts. It takes a decision from heaven, from the Father in heaven, to send a senior angel to be incarnated and take a human birth. It takes a lot of planning. I mean, heaven had to actually organize people. We needed people. We needed the three wise men. We needed some humans to actually come forth and say, God, we will take responsibility for this. We will sponsor this being's mission. We will pay for his tuition. We will take care of his safety. For as long as he works on earth, we will do that. We will take care of everything financially. And the angels searched and they found people in the East. Easterners could come forward and say, we'll use our network to fund this. We'll use our network to get Jesus into these schools. We'll use our network to get him audiences with the right people so that Jesus could do his work and Jesus could actually inspire those movements to change. And that is why the story starts in heaven, because it does start in heaven. How is Christianity different from the other movements where Jesus worked that reformed? Christianity is a Jewish religion. It's a Jewish reform movement. There were many Jewish reform movements at the time. And Christianity was the one that made it into the limelight about 300 years after it was founded, when the Roman emperor decided to use this as a device, use it as a tool to manage his empire. He was not himself a Christian. He didn't get baptized until on his deathbed, just in case. But the Roman emperor decided that he needed this tool. His mom convinced him of this, and he needed this tool to get rid of all the other religions. So he took this little cult, made it into the Roman Empire official religion, and he used it to usurp the other religions. He got involved with the Christians and he said, decide on the books you want to use. And they had all these discussions and they couldn't decide on which of the books. And then eventually and finally he said, I like these books and I think these books should be in. And they still couldn't decide. And he said, I veto it. These will be the books in your Bible. And the rest of the books we burn, and those who oppose we burn, and we chase them out the country, which he did. And he went on a spree and annihilated everything, any and all opposition. So in time, Christianity took over all the other religions. He used Christianity as his political device to record births, deaths, marriage contracts, and amazing, he divided the entire Roman Empire, East and West. At the time, he was the emperor for East and West. He divided the entire Roman Empire up into little blocks, and he sold off those blocks as bishoprics. You could actually go and put a bid in and buy a bishop, become the bishop of an area. Like here, I'm sitting in Siem Reap today. I would go and put a bid in and say, I offer $20,000 for the bishopric of Siem Reap, and I will be the bishop there. And I'll have certain parishes in all the different towns, and we will get these taxes in from the people. We will record all the taxes and the births, the deaths, and the marriages for this area. And he just made a killing in the literal and sad sense too. Christianity is different. Certainly is different. Another way they're different is they still hold to the old Hebrew scriptures that hold to this concept of a God that is so foreign to what Avalokiteshvara teaches, so foreign to what Jesus taught. This God that can say, just as in the Quran, this God can come and say, go to the neighboring folks and annihilate them. A God that preaches annihilation of the people who do not believe like you believe. Preaches genocide. He says, go next door, take the babies by their feet, smack their heads against the rocks. Women, children, dogs, everything. The God that Jesus speaks of, our God, our Father in heaven, is a benevolent being. He's almighty in his wisdom, almighty in his compassion, almighty in his humility and his simplicity. That being, by definition, cannot even get the thought in his mind to harm anything. Never mind take a baby by the feet and smack his head against the rocks. Christianity is like the Jewish and the Islamic religion. It's a different religion with a different kind of God than what Avalokiteshvara and Christ, our Christ and the benevolent spirit in heaven actually is. But as Jesus said, the lightning will strike in the east and the light will be seen in the west. It's time now. Christians are now coming to terms with this. They are now seeing, they're embracing this way, the wayism of the Lord. They're embracing it now. That's why I'm here in Siem Reap, Christian ministers are here learning how to embrace this, how to change their congregations over to this new kind of thinking. It's amazing. It's sweeping the world. It's a beautiful thing.